NFL 23. And we've got the Seahawks rocket arm quarterback. He had a solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Seahawks and the Niners, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week,
so out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And leading them out, Charles, the man who got the victory in the season opener, their 5th-year quarterback.
And you always want to start the season with a victory. I know that's an obvious statement, but I think it's important for him to get the win because, let's face it, he's not a household name. He wasn't the first choice of their fan base, but if he wants to win folks over, string a few victories together. I think that'll do the trick.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, and they're able to get this one across the 35. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Brown. He lets it fly for Lockett. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Seahawks are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Brown now from the gun on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, It has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. First down by Noah Fant, and you're reminded watching him play that he's one of the most athletic tight ends we saw coming out of college in recent years. Every route and every catch can be turned into a bigger play with what he can do as an athlete in the open field. A nice big play from him there for the first down.
On first down, Brown. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Off the play fake, Brown. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed.
Week 2 underway around the NFL, and a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener, the 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night, a treat, a Monday night doubleheader, Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern, and then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. Brown throwing on first down. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards that time for number 14. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run it with Carson. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And when the defense wins and gets up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Brown going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy of the 46. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
The Seahawks take back over. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now Brown on 1st and 10. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
He's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you got to...
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now this is Hilton on the receiving end. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Looking to throw. Brown. This is the tight end Fant. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Here's Brown looking to throw on 2nd down.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He hits his target, Lockett. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory.
48 yards on the ground for him so far.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Brown, he's got it to Hilton. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
This is Carson. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Looking to throw. Brown. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back in the 32. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Brown now throwing on 3rd and long. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
And out now come the Seahawks. Still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. Just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. Brown throwing to start the drive. He lets it fly for Lockett. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Now Brown throwing again on 2nd and 10. It's caught, Lockett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Here's Carson. Oh, good move. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 89 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Back to throw. Brown. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. He scored on a punt return, and now he's scored through the air.
And the Seahawks have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down on the scoreboard. 2:09 to play. They'll have 1 play, maybe 2, before the 2-minute warning as they've got a first down. Throwing to start the drive. Brown. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Brown. He'll find Metcalf. And he's got a first down following a pickup of about 13 as we will take a pause here for the 2-minute warning. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Here's Brown. To throw on 2nd down. Completes it to him. And the ball is knocked out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And the return will stop right around the 25.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
He'll look to throw.
Gets this to Fant.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have as well as the understanding where they are in the field?
Back to throw.
And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Back to throw. And Lockett with a grab over the middle.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 34-yard line. They'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. A really nice knockdown. He gets so much pressure in these situations on defensive backs. What are they taught?
Play the ball, not the man, because if you have a pass interference penalty in this spot, boy, oh boy, you put your team in a bad place.
It's complete to Lockett. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 16. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. He's back to throw. And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. If he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going. And I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Gotta try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the 49ers are going to get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs.
So no shortage of offense in this game. A very clean game, too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level for both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did. And just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides. So for the Niners, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll be at home for one next week as he